guys, I'm the CHALL, your Doncaster Rovers fan channel, and what a video we've got today. It's the start of the season coming up tomorrow, first competitive match, and Blackburn Rovers, EFL Cup 2021. And, you know, what a game. You know, away at Ewood Park, Championship Blackburn Rovers, under the management of Tony Mowbray, and you know, this is definitely going to be an interesting fixture, shall we say. So I'm going to give you, in today's video, my predicted lineup, just little facts about Blackburn, etc. You know, what are the main threats for Blackburn Rovers that we need to be afraid of and try and utilise, and give you my score prediction as well. So let's start off with talking a little bit about Blackburn Rovers. So, of course, they're under the management of Tony Mowbray, a former West Brom manager. And, you know, Tony Mowbray's done a lot of good stuff with Blackburn Rovers. I'm not going to, you know, make no bones about it. Tony Mowbray's done some fantastic things with Blackburn Rovers, you know. They came up from League One. They're in the Championship. They were only a handful of points away from those playoff places into the Premier League again. So, you know, Blackburn are definitely working their way back up. And, you know, I think that Blackburn Rovers definitely are a club to watch. I think they really are. I think they are a club to watch. So, good luck to them in the Championship, of course. But, of course, tomorrow, we need to beat you. And, yeah, there's a few players in there that I am kind of, you know, wary about. Obviously, the two main goal threats, Ben Brereton and Adam Armstrong, they are two massive, massive threats in the attack at Blackburn. And, you know, I think that those two are going to be dangerous, especially if they both start, because I think Blackburn will probably play like a 4-4-2 formation, and if they play with both strikers, then obviously Brereton and Armstrong are going to be a dangerous pair, so that's something we have to utilise as a back four. And, you know, I'll go on about my predicted lineup in a little bit. They're probably going to hand a debut to their new goalkeeper, Thomas Kaminski. He was brought in on an undisclosed fee from Gent in the Belgian Premiership. So I think that Kaminski could debut for Blackburn, and I've seen some clips of this guy. I think he's a decent goalkeeper, so obviously we're going to have to try and get as many chances in as possible on target to really test the new goalkeeper. And, you know, I think Doncaster have the capabilities to hopefully do it. You know, we held a 0-0 draw with Derby, who are a Championship team, again chasing promotion. So, you know, that is a result we had to build on, and hopefully this is the first step to building on that. Taking on another Championship team, this time in a competitive cup competition. And the last time we played Blackburn, by the way, was back in 1970, and that was a 4-2 loss against Blackburn Rovers in that game. So, back in 1970 was the last time we played Blackburn Rovers in this competition. So, you know, 50 years on, and, you know, we're finally having the chance to play against them again. So, you know, this is definitely going to be an interesting fixture. So, I mean, Blackburn fans, comment down below what do you think the predicted lineup is going to be for Blackburn Rovers. But I'm going to talk about now my predicted starting 11 for Doncaster Rovers, and then I'm going to end with my predicted scoreline and why I think that. So, let's go on about the starting lineup. Now, one main thing to note here is I already filmed my match prediction, but I deleted it because Cameron John's just signed. So, and of course you've seen that video, my transfer analysis of Cameron John. So you guys will know all about that anyway. But, you know, just a few minutes ago, it was announced that Cameron John signed a 2-year deal. So now you've got to throw him into the mix because it was announced that he'll be eligible to play in the match tomorrow. And you've got to think about it now. So, first of all, my formation for my predicted lineup is a 4-2-3-1. I think that's the formation we've been playing this past season. I think it's the formation that Darren Moore knows, and I think that, you know, it's the more likely formation that we'll play. So we'll play with the two wingers, the cam, the two holding centre midfielders, not CDMs but centre midfielders, and the one striker along with the back four and goalkeeper. Kicking off in the goalkeeper position, I'm gonna go with Bursic. I'm going to go with our number one, Joseph Bursic, on loan from Stoke City. And, you know, I think that he'll be a great fit into our team. Obviously, it's his first competitive game, but from what I've seen in the Derby match, you know, he's provided some good saves in that match to keep it as a clean sheet, and hopefully he can do the same here against Blackburn Rovers. Into the back four, starting off at the left back position, I'm going to go with Danny Amos. Reece James is not going to be 100% for this game, so I think that Reece James will not feature at all in the Blackburn match tomorrow, and I think that Danny Amos will be our starting player. Into the centre-back position, starting off with centre-back number 1, and I'm going to go with Joe Wright. He's one of our starters. I think that if he can stay injury-free, he can have a good season this season, and I think that Joe Wright will start in this game as one of the centre-backs. Now, the other centre-back is obviously an interesting story, because you've got Anderson, which is his usual pair, or you've got Cameron John, which is our new permanent signing. But I'm going to go with his usual pair. I'm going to go with Tom Anderson, and I've got Cameron John for the bench. So Anderson and Wright, I think, will be the centre-backs. Tom Anderson, arguably one of the best players in the past season, arguably our best defender in the club, and, you know, he's brought that Premier League, Burnley, defensive, you know, strengthness, quality into the Rovers team. So, you know, I think that Anderson will be, you know, a very good player this season again, and I think that he'll start with Wright in the centre-back positions. At right back, no surprises here, Brad Halliday, former Cambridge United, and this is the weird thing with me with Rovers. I think that the best players we've had are players that have been released by different clubs. We've got Lakilo in, he was released by Palace, Halliday released by League 2 Cambridge, didn't sign a new contract, and we got him on a free. So, you know, we're making bargains out of wonderful quality players, and I think that, you know, Brad Halliday, again, I think he's one of those players that is just going to do wonders, absolute wonders in this league. Next up, into the centre midfield positions, and our first centre midfielder is the captain, leader and future legend, Ben Whiteman. I'm going to go with him because, of course, he just shines. He just shines in everything he does. And I think that you know, I think that Whiteman showed great signs last season. I think that Whiteman's going to be one of our best midfielders this next season, and I think that, you know, I think his season starts with Blackburn. There's no doubt he'll feature in the starting 11. As his midfield pair, though, I'm going to go with one of our new signings. I'm going to go, well, another one of our new signings. I'm going to go with Ed Williams in this one because, you know, I've had messages from Kidderminster fans, from other fans, left, right and centre, saying how good this guy is. And I've got no doubts that this guy's going to shine. I've got absolutely no doubts that this guy will do well this season. And I hope he lives up to that. Obviously, first season nerves, etc. But, you know, if he shines, then we've got a hidden gem on our hands. And, you know, a Kidderminster fan actually said, you know, that they think that he's probably better than Joe Lolly, who's another former Kidderminster player. And, of course, you know where Joe Lolly is right now. He's in the Championship. He's a good player, but they think that, you know, Williams is better, which is very, very good signs. So I think it'll be Whiteman and Williams in the centre midfield now into the cam position, and I think we find the captain, leader, well, not captain, you know, physically, but a leader and a legend in the cam position, James Coppinger. It's his last season this season as a player for Rovers, and you know, this is going to be a very emotional season because Coppinger's been at the club for over 15 years, and, you know, arriving from Exeter City, he just absolutely outshone every single other player in the team. He's been one of the players that stayed till the end, and, you know, I think that Coppinger's definitely going to be one of those players that he's just going to shine. He's just going to shine this season. I think this season will be one of his best seasons in the over 15 years he's been here, and it's his last season as well. So I think that Coppinger will do well again this season, and I think that he will start. Moving into the wing positions then, I'm going to have Lakilo on the right and Taylor on the left. Now, starting off with Lakilo, new signing, 1 year loan from Crystal, 1 year contract, permanent transfer, not loan, with an extension year possibly planned as well from Crystal Palace. And, you know, Lakilo showed excellent signs to the back end of the previous season before the season was halted due to COVID. And I think that Jason Lakilo is definitely one to watch this season. I think that he'll be an underrated youngster in our squad. And I think that Lakilo's got the pace down that right-hand side to provide excellent crosses to the forward. Opposite sides then to the left, we find John Taylor. Now, John Taylor, in my opinion, is... I was kind of doubtful to say John Taylor just because of the fact that, he had a bit of a knock in training the past week, and would he be 100% for this game? I think he will, and I think that Taylor will just do what he usually does. He paces up and down that wing, and he provides good crosses. And then in the striker position, we've got Fajiri Okunabiri, our number 9 for the season. And again, Fajiri Okunabiri, I think he'll settle in at Rovers now. I think he had some nerves going into his January move from Shrewsbury, and I think that Fajiri Okunabiri is definitely gonna do better this season. I think I've got confidence in Fajiri because I think it was just settling in that was the problem between January and March, and I think that this season, I think now he's settled in, he'll have his first full season this year, so I think that Fajiri Okunabiri will have a better season than he did in the first couple of months that he came in. So that of course leaves the bench, and I've got many different players that could be on the bench. You've got obviously Lewis Jones as backup goalkeeper, backup defence, Cameron John, of course, our new signing. Obviously Hornton, Blythe from the under-18s. Backup midfield, you've got Taylor Richards as the cam, of course from Brighton and Hove Albion on loan. You've also got Hassani, of course, Gomez, Majid Gomez. There's no backup wingers. I mean, Fajiri Okunabiri can play as a wide forward, I guess, sometimes. So maybe they might move him onto there. So we'll see what happens with that, and of course you've obviously got the 2 trialist forwards that I think could be involved in the squad as well on the bench. So there we go. So that is my predicted starting 11 and bench for Doncaster Rovers against Blackburn tomorrow. Now the final thing we need to do is predict the scoreline. Now I did see something on sportsmole.com. I think it's .com or .co.uk, not too sure, and they said 2-1 Blackburn, but I'm going to predict a 2-1 win for Doncaster, and the reason why I'm going to say that is because I think Blackburn is one of our toughest opponents of the season. I think they'll give us a good game, but I hope it's not a boring 1-0, because don't forget we were eliminated by Grimsby in the Cup first round this time last year, so I think that this is definitely going to be a better scoreline. I think that we'll actually try this time, and I think we've got the squad capable of doing better than last season, so I think that the EFL Cup is a strong competition this year, and there's some tasty ties going on elsewhere, and I think that I think Blackburn will give us a good game, but I think we might just have that edge. I think even though they've got the home advantage, Blackburn, I think that we can give them an edge from we can show them support from our homes, and I think Doncaster just might have that edge over Blackburn. I've got a good feeling about it, so I'm going to predict Blackburn Rovers 1, Doncaster Rovers 2. Leave your predictions in the comments down below. And there we go, that is our first match preview of the series. Of course, the next match preview will be the first League One game of the season, which will be on September 12th against MK Don. So we'll be previewing that on September 11th. And yeah, this is going to be an exciting season. I've just got a feeling about this season. So for now, guys, thank you very, very much. I'm the CHALL. Please like, comment, subscribe. Goodbye.